Now, when you develop JavaScript code, sooner or later you're going to make some kind of mistake, which we call a bug. So, how can you handle these bugs? Let's explore that idea. So, pretend you're making this example program here. You would save the file, and then to try it out, you'd go to the browser and then load the file. So, we've just done that, and nothing happened. Not very good. We thought something would happen. Let's go back to our code. For example, there's an alert instruction here that should bring up a little window, but we didn't see anything like that at all. So we do not have to guess what the problem is. We can use the browser to help us understand. All modern browsers have this kind of feature. We're using Chrome on a Mac, but basically every browser has something similar. Now, down the bottom, there's an area called console, and it says uncaught syntax error, unexpected string. Remember, string just means text. And then if we go over to the right, it has the name of the file and :6, and that is the line number where it found the mistake. If you click on that, it brings up a little window. It shows you the code, and you can go straight to line 6 and try to work out what the problem is. And you probably say, yes, the string it was talking about was the double speech marks, and the reason it's complaining about that is because we forgot the equals in front of it. So now we go back to our editor, and then we fix it. We say, that's what I meant to do. Let's save the file. Let's try again, check it out, back to browser, reload. We still don't get the little alert windows. Now, what's the message now? It's changed. There's a different error now. So it says, okay, uncaught reference error, prompt is not defined. That's weird. Why is there so many T's after prompt? And it says, it's line number 7 now. So we can come up, look at line number 7, and you can see it highlights this is a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. What is prompt? Okay, so that's clearly an error. Let's go back to our code. Let's fix that and save it and go to our browser and try it again by reloading. Now we have it working. What is your name? Okay, and then message comes up. The value entered was Dave, all right? And then it displays a message in the web page. Right, everything is working fine now. Everything is good. So let's talk about this console window some more. Now there's a small version down the bottom here, but there's also another bigger version over on the right-hand side, which is exactly the same, but it gives you more space. So let's look at this console. One of the interesting things is that you can try out any JavaScript you like right here in the console. So let's try adding a couple of numbers. Okay, we said, tell us what is 2 plus 2. And then the answer came back 4. Correct. Let's try pieces of text, adding pieces of text together. What is speech marks 2 plus speech marks 2? The answer is 2, 2. Because if you add together 2 strings, then you get a string, which is just both of those strings glued together. What else could we do? We could do alert, just remind ourselves, alert, some little message, and see what happens. Up comes the alert window, no problem. Now there's a message here, undefined. That is telling us from the alert function, nothing came back. It's telling you what came back from the piece of JavaScript you just executed. In this situation, nothing came back. Let's try another one. Let's try prompt and give it some text. And then we run that. And remember, we could type in something. That's what prompt is for. And something like that. Press OK. And again, it shows us what came back from the prompt function. We typed in hi, so back comes hi from the prompt function. Let's try another one we know. Let's try confirm. Confirm, give it a piece of text, and up comes the little window. Are you okay? And remember, we have a choice. We can either do a positive button, pressing OK, or a negative button, pressing cancel. Let's press the positive button. And it tells us what came back was true. All right, Now at this point, let's just illustrate some useful feature, which is if you press the arrow keys going up, the up arrow key, it will take you through all the things you typed. And if you press a down arrow key, it'll go down through the list of things you typed. So you can press up and down. So let's use it to choose the last thing we typed. Let's press enter. We're running confirm again. And this time, let's press cancel. And now back from the confirm function is false. You chose cancel. That is the negative button. Back from confirm comes false. All right. So this console is very useful. Now let's go to our code, back to our editor. Before we were using alert to help us understand what's happening. Basically we were using it for debugging. Now that's not very good because anybody who goes to this web page will see that alert window. Really, it will be better if only you or other developers could see the message. We can do that using console.log. So let's replace alert with console.log, and that is going to be saved, and then we go to our browser and then we load it in our browser and it's running, no problem. What's your name? Dave. And remember we had before an alert. The value entered was Dave, but now we've replaced it with console.log. And now we see exactly the same message right here in the console. This is great because we can see it, but people who are regular users of the browser page, they can't see it unless they know how to turn on this special display, and most people don't. So this is excellent, very good for developing extra messages, and the messages could do whatever we like. This is especially useful if you have lots of messages. For example, maybe you have a loop and you're keeping track of what happens. In every time you run a loop, maybe you have a message. If you used alert, you might have 20 little windows, very troublesome. But here you would see 20 messages, which is much, much better. Alright, that's the end of our discussion of handling bugs in JavaScript.